Hello world. I just ordered arroz con pollo. Arroz con pollo. I'm so stupid. Anyway, I just took a bunch of pictures with makeup on for my makeup tutorial that I just posted. And then like during my selfie time, I was literally like, maybe I should just take off my lipstick. So I took that off and then I just had eyeliner on and then I took a few pictures and then I just took the eyeliner off. That way I could kind of see how different my face looks, and obviously it looks pretty different. I don't know why I wanted to. I was just like, nobody ever does that on Instagram. I just feel like you always see people with makeup on, or, you know, whatever, you know. People don't naturally have makeup on. So, yeah, I think it's nice to see somebody without makeup on. Like, I don't know. Plus, like, nobody needs makeup. Like, nobody needs makeup. Do they want makeup to look better? No, that's something that I can't tell you. But I'd say, you know, sometimes, like, when I'm taking pictures, okay, sometimes I feel like makeup's a hit or miss. Like, I feel like my makeup today that I did was good. I just feel like I look so different, and the end result is just kind of, like, weird. I don't know. I feel like I'm at the point in my life where I'm just trying to be, like, more natural looking and less clowny. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. You know, because sometimes it gets pretty clowny. You know, my makeup style. My mom used to say that. My soul used to say that when I'd put on 500 pounds of blush and giant lipstick. I used to wear giant lipstick, like overdraw like this much. And honestly, nobody ever told me until I went on Instagram that my lips were too big. And honestly, sometimes mean people can give you good advice because they're just so mean that they don't give a fuck about you or your feelings. And honestly, I guess thanks, even though you're a fucking cunt, because fuck you. But you know what I'm saying. You know, sometimes people are just blabbermouth and they just have no empathy, you know, but whatever. I try not to be that way, but sometimes people be making me angry. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm still trying to grow out my hair. I did dye my hair the other day. I tried to dye it dark blue. It didn't work, so it literally just looks the same that it did, except more hair damage because my hair started falling out. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna order Mexican because that's how I take out my problems. Apparently, I order food. Now, I'm not really a huge Mexican person. Well, I mean, I used to say that, but now I actually, you know, I probably meant Taco Bell. I don't like Taco Bell, really, but I do like their little chalupa, whatever, not chalupa, their little bowl, what is it, the chicken rice bowl. I like that. It kind of reminds me of Chipotle, except it's kind of expensive. I'd rather just have Chipotle because Chipotle's fresher and, you know, all that. But, I don't know. I'm just bored. I'm just waiting for my Mexican food. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I did. I just put makeup on, took it off, and took pictures of it. It's literally it. So, if I have remnants of makeup, that's why. But, yeah, I was also kind of looking up the pictures that I took, and I was like, what if I just cut all that off and just had, like, short, curly hair? You know what? I feel like it would go good with my face. I feel like my face could pull it off. I mean, I've had short hair before. I don't know what kind of haircut. It would have to be a boy haircut, because if it's gonna be that short, then it has to be a boy haircut. But I don't think I want that. I think I'm just gonna keep doing my hair the way I am. Just let it grow into a wild bush. You know, if someone were to say that to me, I'd be angry. But if I say it, it's fine. You know, because it is a bush. It's a wild bush. Like, you could say it, not around me. If you say that to me, I'm gonna want to rip out your teeth. And I mean that. Now, I'm not gonna do it because I'm not a violent ape. But I'm gonna have very conflicted feelings about you, your life, and why you exist. That's the truth. Honestly, some people, you know, One time I was at this restaurant with my friend, and this lady, this restaurant's kind of racist or something. So this lady, it's all white in there, all white people. And this lady, she goes, "I'll get that menu out of your hair." Please tell me why you said that to the only person of color in here, because I know you do not talk to your white customers like that. I'm just saying. That's a good way to piss off a person of color to lose business. Now, I'm just being honest. Maybe you don't know how to talk to people with big hair because your brain is small. I don't know. But I'm just telling you that if you're not going to use common sense when you're talking to any customer or just random, people of color, it doesn't make any sense. You're going to get it out of my hair. What is that? An Afro-American jest? What is that? I'm really questioning. No, because this town is it's known for being a little hicky and racist, okay? I'm not just making that shit up. It's really like that here. And, even my friend was like, "Oh, they kind of like you like you're weird." Well, first of all, I am weird. I wear shirts like this. That's pretty weird. And, I do weird things. I'm a weird person, but my hair looks nice. I like the way it looks today. It's looking fluffy and defined. But, I don't know. One time I made out with this goth chick at a nightclub. It was a nightclub in Louisville, Kentucky. It was called Play. It was a good nightclub. I'm always the life of the party when I go there, even though I'm never the life of the party anywhere else, because fuck all of you. But I really mean that. If you meet me at the club, you might unlock the personality package, the premium personality package. Now, if you meet me anywhere else, no. I'm a secret character at that point. But if you, meet me at the club when I'm drinking and having a good time and trying to have fun and make friends, it's hard to have fun, I feel like, in a nightclub if you don't bring friends or, if you're not talking to people. Like, I literally, when I'm at the nightclub, I always talk just to everybody. I can't tell you how many friends I made that night. I got so many Snapchats, it was ridiculous. I was like, this is it. And I ended up having a sleepover with this chick and her ex. And I thought they were, the guy, he woke me up or something and said something about me getting in bed. I said no. It was a sleepover where I was on the floor, but they were sleeping in the bed, and I was like, yeah, no. And that's literally it. And I didn't want to have sex or anything. I just wanted to have a sleepover because it was my idea. Of course, the boy is going to ruin it. But whatever. I'm like, no, I don't want to get in your bed. I don't know you. But sleepover is one thing. Having sex, no. Getting into bed, that's too close. I don't know you. I don't want to know you like that. I don't like you. I don't like you. I'm not attracted to you like that. The girl, maybe. You, no. I'm very picky with men. With men, you gotta be hot. Okay, I'm not dead ass. If you're a man and you come up to me, you better be sexy. Because if you're not sexy, I don't know. But, I might jest a little and go, you're funny. But the whole I'm interested thing, no. I'm not going to be interested. I'm going to want you to go away. Unless you're funny. Well, then maybe we could be friends, but if you're trying to fuck me, then no. But you know how males are with female friends. All the female friends, swear to God, he'd smash. Maybe, unless she's hideous. And even that, maybe. Unless she's like a hideous blob. But, I've never seen that, so... never seen a hideous blob, so I'm not even joking. I've never seen a hideous blob. A hideous blob that a man wouldn't smash? I've never seen that. I've never seen that. Not once in my fucking life I've never seen that. And I really mean that. So, every woman is just like, oh, yeah, well, I get it. I get it. I'm a woman. I see women and I like them too. I just, it's not smart to go outside of those friendship boundaries if you care about this person. Like, I don't care how lonely and stupid and moldy your dick is. You need to stop. These men just don't understand. Like, you just need to stop. If you're pursuing a woman who doesn't want you, you're an idiot. Like, that's all I have to, like, you're a fucking idiot. You need to stop. And I really mean that. Like, you're never gonna get it. And if you think you are, even if you did get it, she wouldn't treat you right because she don't like you that much. Unless she's, like, super sweet or something. I don't know. It's personally me. If I said no to a man, that means I'm not attracted to you sexually or in any way. So, if you're going to say no to a man, she doesn't think you're attractive, first of all. Second of all, she doesn't want to have sex with you. Third of all, if she wanted you, she would have already had you by now. And, well, if you're begging for her, well, then no, she doesn't want you. I'd rather have, if it was me and I was a guy, I'd rather have a girl that was like, oh, yeah, I love you, not a bitch. A bitch who doesn't want you. That girl's not automatically a bitch just because she doesn't want you. She's not attracted to you. A lot of people, some men just, the whole, grooming, they need to groom themselves. That's a nice way to put it. They need to groom their beard and your hair and wash it. Just wash it. Yeah, you just wash that hair, because sometimes it gets a little oily. And if it's oily, that's gross. I mean that, it's just a little off-putting. When the guy has greasy, oily hair, it's just a little dirty. I'd hate to say that. It's just, that's what it, if a guy doesn't wash his hair, it looks dirty. Like, it looks unkempt. And I think women love a kempt male, not an unkempt male. So if you're a male and you don't go to the barber, you need to start. You need to get your beard done. You need to get your hair done. And it's that simple. Like, you've seen those videos, on shorts of those men going to the barber and they look completely different, right? That's what you need. That's also me. But I mean it. Especially if you just let it go caveman wild. No. Some girls like the caveman look, but I'd say the majority of women do not like caveman. And I'm not trying to be rude, but that's just how it is. If you like women and you want to understand how women think, maybe I'm the person. I don't know. I don't know who's the person, honestly. I don't know who's talking about this on YouTube, but I am apparently for some reason. I don't know. It's just kind of an accident. It's kind of an accident. All of a sudden, I'm giving men advice. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, I'd say I'm a little tomboyish, but I'm also, I'm a bisexual person, so I like males and females. I'm not, I'll let a man hit if I like him. If I like him, he can smash. And he doesn't necessarily have to be gorgeous or anything. He just needs to be cool, likable, maybe flirty. Work on your flirty skills. And, at least kind of cute in some way. I don't know. At least likable and not decrepit looking, Because some guys, they just have never seen a barber. They don't take care of their facial hair, and they just don't know what to do with it. And that's great and all, but that's what barbers are for. They're to help you find a mate. To put it simply, they're to help you find a mate. If your mommy cuts your hair, that's fine and all, especially if she's good at it. But maybe, barber would be good for, facial hair or, a new hairstyle. Maybe you just need a makeover. A makeover. I'm just trying to be honest. Some men, not all men, okay? Now, some men are just naturally good looking. Good for you. I feel like that would be me if I was a man, but I'm not a man. I'm a woman. Okay? Get it right. I'm not a man. I don't have a penis. Thank you. But, and there's things women could do, just try to dress as cute as possible and put some makeup on. Well, not all women need makeup, but me, I feel like I look a little boyish without makeup, but some guys like that. And that's the guys I attract. And I don't mind because that's my favorite kind. So, I'm bisexual. You're bisexual. Yeah. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. But yeah, the whole, whatever. Finding your own personal style of clothing is always an interesting thing to have. That way someone could look at you and can see kind of what you're interested in, like band tees or, what kind of clothes you like. What do you like when you go on online, or you just like the hillbilly look? You like the overalls with the 10-gallon hat? What do you like? Because there ain't nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with street styles or anything like that. Like sweatpants, you like sweatpants, whatever. I think having your own personal style really helps as well. That way people can kind of see what your interests are just based on what you look like. So for me, for example, you can see what my interests are. I like weird shit. I like macabre, creepy, cute, weird shit. And that's very obvious just based off of my shirt. Like, you can really make assumptions. I'm an artist. I think this shirt might scream I'm an eccentric artist. I don't know. But, you never know. Like, I am an eccentric artist. But yeah. You never know. I might just be crazy. And I am hungry. I want my Mexican food. My DoorDasher's gonna come drop it off. And then I gotta go get tested for STIs tomorrow. Wish me luck because I don't have insurance. I'm literally not excited about it at all. And I'm scared. But wish me luck. But I gotta go because just in case they drop it off and I'm like talking to myself, they're gonna go, oh my god. Okay, I gotta go. Bye.